So, Commissioner, this podcast is called Being Understood. How has the agency gone out to talk to businesses, to consumers, and tell them about these changes?
We've been doing a lot in the last, particularly last couple of months, because as we release rates, that sparks a number of conversations. I've been doing a lot of media, as has Libby Collum, my colleague at Minsure. We've had roundtables. We've really been trying to get the word out about what options are available to you. A little bit of expectation setting that this is going to be kind of a rough year in the premiums, and also to hear from people. We want to hear if you're thinking about whether to buy insurance or not. What are you thinking about? What kind of choices are you faced with? Because while we are kind of in this situation now because of the federal government in Minnesota, we really want to understand how we can best take care of our citizens.
So you've held a number of events that you just mentioned, and other organizations like SEIU, Faith Leaders, the Minnesota Farmers Union have come out and shared their concerns. So what have they shared with you, the governor, and with the public?
They're personal stories. That's the benefit of partnering with organizations like that, or hearing from organizations, is you really hear what people are facing. I think I mentioned that's one of the best parts about being out and about, is we've heard from farmers who say, look, I made enough last year that I'm going to be in the individual market, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to afford the coverage because of the cost, and here are the other cost pressures that I have. Maybe last year they made less money and were on Minnesota Care. That's something we hear often, is that nervousness about transitioning in between programs. We also hear where people are making choices about a deductible or a copay, or where it's really important to have no copays on preventive care, for example, which is something that does exist. And so we can talk about that. But I think, healthcare is super personal, and your health insurance is your way to access healthcare. And hearing people's stories and understanding the context in which I'm making very, very high level decisions, or our work is very high level, it doesn't matter that we do that. That is, it is, you can only see part of that, and you really have to understand what a human experience is so that we can make the best decisions at that higher level.